Scotch, bourbon, and rye. If they like a bottle, they'll tell you why.
Hey, everybody! There we go. There we go. It's like you've done this before.
May have been
Many times.
You know, a long-time listener, first-time caller kind of thing. Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Trinity and C. We are live at our favorite watering hole here, and we've got Micah Dew.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right?
You got it. Yeah. Micah Dew. Yeah.
Cool. And from Maker's Mark, and I'm Trenny, and this is C. So
What's up, everybody?
let's get into it. I think that we're going to start right away with probably the
Tell
original.
us about the original.
So, yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Tell
and
us all about it.
If you haven't seen it, who hasn't seen this?
But there it is.
Zoomy. Oh, there. So I can take a screenshot later. Perfect. There it goes. The iconic red top.
The iconic red top, the foundation of it. So
Yeah.
Maker's Mark, it's not the oldest whiskey. It's not the newest whiskey. Bill Samuels Sr. started in 1953, and he wanted a bourbon that didn't blow your ears off. One that didn't have the same bite that other American whiskeys have. He didn't like the whiskeys that were out there. And that's what really foundationally started Maker's Mark. So he had actually been making whiskey in his family, the Samuels family, and they'd used a recipe that was 170 years old. He kept telling people, I don't like making this. And people thought, you have to. It's in your family. How could you stop? Like, you need to make this. This is what your father, this is what you're, like, generationally.
Yeah.
We all know some of those pressures. Like,
Absolutely. Can we do? This is a classic one. Can you pop the top on it, Trey?
so no pop on the top on this one.
There
you go.
is a.
I did a video where it was like a 30-second review, and it was back when we did it cut off at 30
We cut
seconds.
it at 30 seconds.
And I was like
He
struggling
spent
so
28
much.
seconds trying to pull the top off.
It's childproof.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get that again.
Gotta make sure that you gotta be old enough to, to
He was wise
listen to
to
that
it.
sound.
The gluggy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the glug.
That's
Great
unique.
glug.
Yeah.
Sorry,
We
I
even have
didn't mean
mics
to
right
interrupt
here.
you.
Totally.
Okay.
I didn't mean to interrupt you,
You
but
did not.
we
That
will
was-
constantly interrupt you the whole time.
It's okay.
Go ahead.
It's kind of, it's organic.
Yeah,
that's
that's
how
right.
it happens. So he called a family meeting. He said, this is the family recipe. It's 170 years old. He goes, I don't like doing it. So he lit it on fire.
What?
To the dismay of his family.
He lit the recipe on
He
fire.
let the recipe. He said, we can't go backwards. We can only go forwards. And so he started by creating a whiskey that he thought he'd really enjoy and that people would enjoy as well with him. He went against the grain. Rye was generally the grain that was used, yeah, pun intended, was the grain that was typically used in American whiskeys to flavor it. Bourbon have to have 51% corn, so bourbon in the world of whiskeys typically sweeter. So they started by baking bread with his wife Marjorie, and they came across using red soft winter wheat in replace for rye. So we're using a good majority is corn, then some malted barley, got all those enzymes in it, and then red soft winter wheat.
So this is the legend of the seven loaves of bread supposedly or something?
All the loaves of bread that they cooked, and they were like, this is it. And then he started using that to
No
turn
rye
it.
in that bread.
Correct.
So he said, I don't have time to distill 7 batches and age them. We're just going to make some bread.
You got it.
And this is
And to make a bourbon, like, you have to let it sit and age. So it's like, let's
No
make
one
something
has
and
time for
try
that.
it. And, 3 years later, we'll be like, nope, let's try it. We don't have that time.
Yeah.
So they bake the bread to try and shorten that. It's exactly right. You got that
It's
story.
kind of genius.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
you're getting that nose.
Cheers, everyone.
Yes. I do love that sweetness on
Oh,
it
yeah.
right there.
And that's a big, when people are getting into bourbon, hey, why bourbon in terms of other whiskeys? Bourbon is typically sweeter. You're
Yeah,
getting
it draws you in.
You
As
got
a new
it.
But
whiskey
it's
drinker.
got the it's got a little bit of the nuttiness, but also the cherryness.
You're getting shit. Cool.
But I also, one thing, I mean, especially on the taste, we
call
haven't
it
tasted it
cherry,
yet,
yeah.
but like one of the things that I really have always found distinctive about Maker's Mark is the oak influence at the back of the palate. Like it's, yeah.
And
So I'm
just
gonna
like
taste it because of that.
Yeah, it's-
Watch your microphone there, Trey.
Oh yeah,
Wow, tasty.
soft, so nice, and 45%.
this is 45%. So we go into the barrel at a lower entry proof. We own at 55%, 110 proof. The reason being, it was about 30 years ago, by law, that was the highest you could go into the barrel.
Really? Okay.
It changed. It's 125 proof or 62.5% alcohol now.
Yep.
And so you can go in higher. Why is that good? Why do most companies do it?
More
Less,
output.
less barrels. So
Right.
less cost.
Yeah.
They can water that down, regauge it to their proof level, but less storage, so less cost.
Right.
Makers, we've gone through this with our fans. They love the way it tastes. Don't mess with it. Don't change it. So we keep doing it. It costs more, but we think it's more true to the brand. People still go out and look for this. It's iconic for the taste as well as the look, and that's what they go for. So they go, look, we're lucky enough that we go by the traditions that work for us continuously. We do it the same way it was made when Bill Samuels Sr. made this in 1953. Very first bottle was sold in 1958.
And is it still like the Samuels family that's running it? Or? Yeah. Wow.
So currently Rob Samuels is he's down in the distillery making sure everything's true to the name, true to the brand, and it's wonderful to get to work with him.
And in terms
just have
of expansion, they haven't just gone nuts with tons of stills and tons of warehouses and stuff like
Correct.
that. Right?
Yeah, we've added, so we have 3 stills. We added the third just recently. They're looking at for what that is because people love it. We're running out of liquid. It's really high constraints. And so it's how do we grow, but in the right way. We're just not mass producing it. It's still small batch. Yeah. We do about 25 barrels per fermentation.
Okay.
We're doing it often, but we do a 3-day fermentation. We do all those hand touches the exact same way. We rotate the barrels by hand in the warehouse to make sure there's consistency. And the big one that everyone talks about is this, the wax.
That's iconic.
The wax is the most iconic, and every single bottle still today is dipped by hand at the distillery.
And there's people that are like out hunting the ones that have been like super waxed.
We call
do
those
get stopped?
If you see the slam dunk, let us know. Slam dunks are out there. They're done. It's usually about 1 bottle out of 1,000 cases, and they'll take it, they'll dip it right down to the shoulder. Sometimes dip over, and those ones, there's people out there hunting
collecting
them.
Collecting
the key is, if you're working a liquor store or if you out see it, what on here with the wax is trademark that only Maker's Mark will do.
With the wax?
What about the wax?
Oh, the red.
That's what I thought. No, other people can use wax. Other people can use that color. It's the drips, the tendrils.
The drips.
These are unique. It's all done by hand.
The drips.
They're all unique. So every single bottle is like a snowflake.
Right.
They're all unique. And that's one big thing to it. So I asked, if you were going to do it by machine, how many drips would be perfect and you'd want that machine? They said 5. So we can count off. You're like 1, 2, 3. There's one in the back. A little one, 4. So we're like 6. This one,
and that one's a good drip.
Yeah, that one's a good one. So that's like 6. So we have to drink this one. It's not factory.
Those are like deer antlers. Like the more drips, the better.
Yeah, a friend in Australia had one, and the drip came down.
It's a 6-pointer
and filled over like a rat tail, and it came out of the box. And he's like, "Oh my gosh!" He's like, "I've never opened that. This is amazing." Yeah.
So look at the others now.
Now you're looking. So if you look out there and you're looking, look for those ones as well. So
hey, well, thank you very much for a little rundown on the classic here.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned. We're gonna do some more Maker's Mark videos.
Cool.
Perfect. Cheers.